Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the United Community Channel. And we're back again with another Transfer Talk show. We've got a lot of talk. We've got a lot to talk about. I have to say, it's going to be a busy one. I think we've had a lot of, I suppose, updates in relation to a lot of the players that we are looking to get into the club. Also, on maybe players that are currently at the club and maybe who should come back, who shouldn't come back. We're also going to get into maybe a little bit into what Ten Hag said in his interview as well. He had an interview today with journalists, so we're going to get into some of the stuff he said. Some interesting topics as well. We're going to talk about Antony. Obviously, there's been a lot of rumours around the last few days in relation to him and, you know, is the move to Manchester United going to happen? Is there progress? So we'll get into that. Potential previous player returning to Manchester United as well that we are going to discuss. I'm sure you all know who it is. We're talking about Memphis Depay, so we're going to get into that as well. Like I said, we're going to talk about Ten Hag's press conference. We're going to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo as well, and is he kind of running out of options in relation to where he can go? And Ten Hag has had some interesting things to say about him as well. So we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about Antony Martial as well. We have some maybe updates in relation to him and what Ten Hag wants to do with him throughout the season. So we have plenty to talk about over the next maybe 3/4 of an hour or so. But feel free as well, like I said, to put all of your comments and chats in. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff. But yeah, I suppose let's get into it. I mean, the first thing to talk about really is Antony. It's been the number one, I suppose, topic. I see everyone in. Ty, good to see you, man. Albie, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Cottle is in as well. Good to see you there as well, man. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I mean, let's get into Antony. And, you know, I think there's been some updates and there's been some rumours around him in the last 24 to 48 hours. And I suppose the main rumour around him was that his agent was in Manchester. Now, again, I don't really know if that's true or not. We're not really 100% sure. But look, I mean, when these rumours start to surface, I think if there's a consistent level of these, you know, continuously over the next couple of days, I think we can start looking at it a bit more positively. For now, they're only really rumours. Now, we do know, of course, that Antony and his people want Ajax to sit down with Manchester United. Supposedly there are talks underway. Now, talks are talks. That doesn't mean that Ajax are still open to sell. They have slapped a £68 million price tag on Antony's head, which I think is way too much. I really do. So it's going to be interesting to see how them talks materialise. If Manchester United can potentially look at getting a price down, you know, because I think 68 million is too much for a player from the Eredivisie. But whatever you think, let me know. But, you know, there has been updates on the Ajax side as well in the last few hours in relation to Antony. And the Ajax manager has been in an interview, like all managers basically are in pre-season. And he was asked about Antony, and he says, I really think he will stay. Of course we have sold a lot of players now. That has not happened in recent years. We have also bought players, but we have sold so many players that I assume nobody will leave. Okay, now, you know, interesting statement and interesting comment in relation to that. The one word that I would focus on, and again, this is with my positivity hat on Manchester United wise, is assume. So he's assuming that nobody else will leave. So I don't think the manager with Ajax tends to not have not that he has no say in it, but he tends to not have the final say. Let's put it that way. They run, you know, with a sporting director, a football director, all of these kind of things, and I think, look, I'm going to be optimistic about it. I've always said since we have been linked with him that I do think we'll get him eventually. I'm not as confident as I was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I would still put it above 50%. I'd go 70% that will still get him. You know, now again, look, that can change. Of course it can. but I think he would be a good signing. Taig says 68 is too much. I'd say about 50 million. Yeah, well, look, I think a round number like that, 50 million, certainly. I mean, we were looking at 40 million before United slowed down in terms of their, uh, I suppose, in terms of their negotiations with Ajax. We didn't get in quick enough. Jack is in. Good to see you, man. Lisa is in on TikTok. A lot of people in there. Feel free to put your comments in, guys. But again, like we were saying, and we discussed this on Wednesday night, that Ajax are interested in Manchester United's right back, Ethan Laird. And I think there can be a deal done there. If we're looking at getting Antony, and obviously Laird is surplus to requirements, supposedly, according to reports of Manchester United and things like that. So I think a deal can be done there. I think if we could go and get 15 million for Ethan Laird, I think 10, 15 million, I think it would be a decent bargaining chip. To get that price down to around 50 million, I'd be happy with it. But I do certainly think we need to strengthen our forward line. Without a shadow of a doubt, we need to strengthen our forward line. And, a lot of people are saying we should go out and get I suppose, an out-and-out number 9. And, look, I understand that, and I do think we need one. I really do. But in relation to the wide areas, we have no left-footed winger, which is number 1, and number 2, we are quite light in them areas. And the one thing I'm worried about, and I've said it a few times already, is that, let's say for example we go out next season and 2 months into the season Rashford is having a season like he had last year, and Sancho gets injured. We're in big trouble on with wide areas. If Ronaldo then goes on and leaves, does Martial push back out left wing? I don't think that's his natural position. Anthony Elanga only had a breakthrough season last year. I don't think he's up to spearheading the attack. The likes of Garnacho is still a bit too young. So, look, I certainly do think we need to go out and get players in them areas. And I agree with people who are saying it in the chat here that we do need to get an out-and-out number 9 as well. I absolutely agree with you. There are options out there for number 9s. The likes of Pilotti is available and things like that. I'm not going to count Manchester United out yet in that area. There's still a long time to go in this transfer window. I know it's what in an ideal world you want to be getting your signings in done and dusted, before the season starts. But again, we go back to what we've always said, in the long term scheme of things, if Ten Hag is going to be here for 5-10 years, whatever it is, his long term project, if we're getting players in this week or in 4 weeks time, in the long scheme of things, I don't think it's overly worrying, as long as we can get them in. Albie says, need a centre forward, Jack. Look at Núñez last night, a beast he looks. Martial has gone a long way, or has got a long way to go for me to trust him again, Albie. Well, look, I agree with you there, Albie. Look, I've said it, and of course, all of this stick was coming out for Núñez, and he missed a couple of chances against Manchester United and stuff like that. And I think he is going to be a good signing for Liverpool. But again, I agree with you on your second point there with Martial. It's all well and good doing it in pre-season. He has to carry this form into the start of this season, and on all the way through. I want, for Martial for obviously we do know, and again, it's been, I suppose, let's get on to Anthony Martial while we're talking about him. Mark says Antony would be a great signing, very skillful and has experience playing under Ten Hag. Absolutely, Mark, I agree with you there. And I think that's why Ten Hag has gone out looking at maybe previous players, that he trusts them and he knows their capabilities. But let's talk about Martial. Obviously, it has been well documented that he was potentially going to be sold by Manchester United this summer if we could find a suitor for him. And if you go back to a lot of my content, maybe 6 weeks ago, and we were talking about having a transfer budget of around £120 million, and we were looking to get players off the books for good money so we could raise that transfer kitty. Anthony Martial was one of the key players that we were saying we should be selling to get money in. Now he is after turning it around. There was talks that he wasn't even going to be going on pre-season tour, but obviously because numbers were so light, he was taken. I have to say I've been very surprised by him in pre-season, and credit where credit is due. He looks sharp, he looks lean, he looks hungry. He's got a smile back on his face. So, but again, going back to what Albie said, he has to take that into the season. He has to get a minimum, for me, he has to get a minimum of 15 goals if he's going to be our out and out striker this season, for us to be anyway trustworthy of him again. And fans are very fickle in that way. You know, we will love Martial if he goes out in the first 5 games and gets 3 or 4 goals. You know, we will, and rightly so, because we love our team doing well and we love them scoring goals and we love them winning football games. So that's what it's all about. There has been reports from James Ducker in the Telegraph, who is a supposed tier 1 journalist, that even if Cristiano Ronaldo does stay, that Ten Hag is favouring Anthony Martial as his number 1 striker this year. Now, again, that doesn't mean that we're not going to go out and look for a striker, an out-and-out number 9. It just means that Ten Hag supposedly at the moment is favouring Anthony Martial. And why wouldn't he? Because he's been working with him day in, day out for the last 3 weeks, whereas he hasn't even met Cristiano Ronaldo yet, you know. And obviously Ronaldo's reputation precedes him, but that's no indication to say. And I like this from Ten Hag, that he's saying, well, look, if I'm not going to be working with Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, how can I start him in the first game of the season when Anthony Martial is playing well, he's doing what I want him to do? So I'm all for it, absolutely. Tyke says Depay would be class. We could play anywhere across the front line. Yeah, I'm going to get into Memphis Depay now in one moment, Tyke. And Alex says, I'm not sold on the idea of Antony. It seems United are the only club in for him, and if he wants that good, and if he was that good, he'd be priority for top teams, and Ten Hag would push for Antony. Well, the one thing I would say there, Alex, look, I do understand your point, absolutely, but Ten Hag would know him an awful lot better than anybody else, which is also, you know, a plus in our, you know, and it goes back to what we were saying, you know, and I will repeat it an awful lot over the coming months and years, and however long Ten Hag is here, is that as long as he's here, I'm backing him, and if he wants someone, then I'm all for it, you know. But I certainly take your point, Alex. Nilmar is in and says, I'm Nate, welcome, good to see you. I'm worried if United fans talk negative for Maguire, of which we wish all players to transform their minds. Let's wish him well. Also, love that guy, always from Zimbabwe. Good to see you, Nilmar. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, look, I mean, Maguire has, in my eyes, Maguire has one more season left, you know, to prove himself and to turn around his poor form. Let's not forget that the season before last, he did have a pretty decent season and he played quite well, you know. So look, I'm interested to see how and if he plays under Ten Hag, you know. I certainly think it's going to be interesting. Yeah, let's see what people are saying here on TikTok. Please smash a like on the video, guys. We have nearly 30 people watching on YouTube and 9 likes. So if you have a second, please just hit the like button. It helps out the channel a ton. And on TikTok here, we're closing in on 2,000 likes. Keep tapping that screen for me, everyone. It gets us out to more people, gets more people in the chat, and a better stream. I appreciate it. And share it as well. If you want to share it with any of your friends, feel free to do so. Parry says, what's happening, mate? Any transfer updates? Yep, so we're running down through them. We'll try and get through as many of them as possible. Barry says, anyone know what's their family reasons Ronaldo is away? I'm not 100% sure, Barry. It hasn't been made public, really. There has been some kind of rumours that it's his mother is not well. But look, I'm not 100% sure. We just kind of have to take it at their word. If Manchester United are happy enough with it, then, you know, we just have to go with that as well. Boxworth says, we any closer on De Jong, 20 million to release Depay, and that money pays dividends wages to De Jong. Yeah, so I suppose in relation to Depay, you know, with Barcelona, I mean, what do I think of this move? Look, I certainly think he has a lot of potential. I do. And I think he when he was at Manchester United, obviously we were in a rebuilding phase and we weren't playing the most attractive football under Van Gaal at the time. Now, Memphis Depay kind of reminds me a little bit of Forlan when he came to Manchester United, and the fact that maybe was he just a bit too young for the Premier League and a bit inexperienced at the time. Look, if Manchester United go out and get Memphis Depay, I'm not going to be disappointed. Just because a player has played for us in the past doesn't mean that we shouldn't be looking at him again, because he has improved as a player since he left. Is he going to solve all of our problems? Absolutely not. Is he going to get us back to, potentially challenging for league titles again? I don't think so. I would love to be proved wrong on that, absolutely. But again, like we've seen so far already this transfer window, Ten Hag is being backed by the board on who he wants. We're not seeing these marquee signings of who Manchester United want to sign. We're making signings on who Eric Ten Hag wants to sign by the looks of things. So if we go out and get the likes of Depay, it's pretty clear that it's because Eric Ten Hag wants him. And I don't think Depay is going to be a big name signing that Manchester United would be looking to do, even if the manager didn't want him. So if these rumours are true, and they are starting to maybe pick up a bit of pace, I do think there could be potentially, and we would get him for chips. We would literally get him for chips. I think 25 million we would get him for. And Barcelona are looking to get him off the books as well. So is this a ply to Barcelona to say, look, we'll give you another 20 million and you can pay De Jong his wages and we'll take the pie for you as well. So I don't know. I think there could potentially be a deal done there. But look, we'll see. We'll see is all we can say. Again, a lot of people will come out then again and say, do we want to be dealing with Barcelona again? Because they're obviously a shit show over there, and God knows, what they would expect and want for him. But I certainly wouldn't be against the idea of going and getting him and strengthening our front line with him, because we are we don't have a lot of depth in our front line. That's all I would say. If we could go out and get Antony and then maybe bring in Depay as well as a squad player, I'm all for that, absolutely. Alongside the likes of Rashford and Sancho and Elanga that are already there, So there would be plenty of competitions for places. And it seems to be what Eric Ten Hag wants to do. He wants to get as many players in certain positions as possible, bulk it up, make competition between players, and that can only be a healthy thing for the squad. It really can. Adam says, what would Memphis cost? Yeah, anywhere around 20 to 25 million reports are suggesting. And he says, hope when Ronaldo returns he's benched. Not that he's bad or whatever. Martial has fought for the number 9 role and Ronaldo needs to fight harder, but it'll be unlikely because the Glazers won't like it. Well, I think Ten Hag won't. I have a feeling Ten Hag will pick whoever he wants. I don't see that as an issue. Bobby is in. Good to see you, man. I don't see it as an issue. I really don't. I think he'll pick whoever he wants. He'll pick who's in form. And I don't think he's swayed by these big names that, expect to play and things like that. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Albie says he has improved definitely since he was with us in the first time when he was wearing fur coats and driving white Rolls Royces into training. I don't think we need him back at the club, Jack. Yeah, well, look, I understand, Albie, and that's that's a fair point. I do think we need depth in the squad, though. And if Depay is the man to provide that depth, then okay. But again, like I said, I don't think he's going to be the player to get us back to, sustaining top 4 maybe, but certainly not challenging for league titles and things like that. But look, I would love to be corrected on that one. Favour says, I absolutely don't think signing Memphis Depay would be good for United. He is not the type of player we need. Move even if we get him cheap. There's no potential in him. Well, there you go. So there is contrasting arguments here, and people do see have different opinions on it, and everyone is entitled to their opinion, absolutely. I'm all for whoever the manager wants. Let's get him. Let's go and get him. And if a player comes and it doesn't work out, then it's going to be on the manager. Let's see what people are saying. Vincent is in, says, hi, TikTok pushed me here. Wonder why. I'm from South Africa. Good to see you, Vincent. Thanks for joining us, man. Please smash a like on the video as well, guys, if you haven't already done so. We're moving up. We're nearly 60 people watching on YouTube, so I'd really appreciate it if you just have a second, just hit that like button for us. It helps out the channel a ton. And let's try and move towards 5,000 here. We're nearly at 4,000 already on TikTok, so just tap that screen for us as well and put any comments in. If you want the full experience, guys, anyone that's watching on TikTok, you can go over to the YouTube channel. It's United Community Channel. We're live there as well. You'll get the full experience, and yeah, there's a link on my homepage, so feel free to go in and hit that and head over there either. And as well, like I do say, the chat is always a lot quieter on YouTube as well. So if you do want a comment read out, your best bet is to go over there, and you'll more than likely get it. I'll see it a lot easier than I will here on TikTok. Wijnaldum would be a good backup player as PSG want him out. What's your thoughts? I think it would be a deal that would probably not happen. Rugby. Look, I don't know. I mean, why did Liverpool get rid of him? Okay, maybe we don't know why. But now why are PSG looking to get rid of him so soon after he signed for him? Maybe there's a reason there as well. So I would look, good point and decent player, but I would see that as a tough deal to be done, even if he wanted to come. Let's see what people are saying here. Tyrone says, you can't leave Ronaldo come back in, not even at pre-season. He will upset the squad. So yeah, in relation to Ronaldo, and Tyrone, I absolutely agree with you there. I don't think Ronaldo should come straight back into the team. I think Anthony Martial should be given his 3 or 4 or 5 games, whatever it is, at the start of the season on the back of his performances from pre-season, and he should be allowed to be given that chance. Now, if he doesn't take it, then we'll have the conversation. If Ronaldo is still here, okay, it's time to get Ronaldo back in. But the only reason Ronaldo should be going back into that team is if he's willing to play Ten Hag ball, as we're calling it. You know, the Ten Hag way. And if he doesn't do that, then, you know, I worry for us if we don't have another option. But I'm sure he will. You know, he's a good professional, and he is very narrow-minded, Cristiano Ronaldo, and singly, focused on, goals and performances and things like that. But that's not a bad thing as long as he plays the way that the manager wants to play. And again, I do love the fact that in the interview today, he was asked on Ronaldo, again, Ten Hag was, and he was asked any updates on Cristiano Ronaldo in relation to when he's going to be joining up with the squad. And Ten Hag basically says, no, there's no updates since 2 days ago, since you last asked me. And I love that. I really do. He's nipping it in the bud. He's not letting it grow legs. He's not, deep diving into why he might not be there. And this is where these short answers come in from Ten Hag. Kobe, thanks for the gifts. I appreciate it. These are where the short answers from Ten Hag I absolutely love, because it just cuts journalists off at the neck, and they're nearly awkward to ask a follow-up question because of that. So I really love it, and I think what's great is that it's keeping the press conferences and it's keeping the whole circus around Manchester United solely based on football, and that's exactly what we need at the moment. So I'm all for it. So I'm really, really happy with that. Really happy. But again, finally getting back to it, Ronaldo is going to have to earn his place back into this team if Martial keeps up the performance levels that he's playing with at the moment. Adam says, Memphis gives me Spurs buying Bergwijn vibes. And Alex says, I'd be happy with a deal with Depay and Frankie de Jong for 85 million and Wan-Bissaka or someone. Mickey says, Mickey's in. Good to see you, Mickey. And let me see. Alex says, would you take Tielemans as a Frankie replacement if things don't work out? Look, I certainly like Tielemans. I don't think he's in the same level as Frankie de Jong, but he is an alternative option that I would not be upset with if we did get him. LUFC is in. We've got a couple of Leeds fans in. Good to see you. You're more than welcome. Good bit of banter going on here on TikTok as well. Who is United's second goalkeeper? Heaton, says Connor. Yeah, it is Heaton, Connor, at the moment. I do think Manchester United are looking at another backup goalkeeper, but I don't think it's a massive priority at the moment. Cottle says, what do you think about us signing Ziyech He was class under Ten Hag at Ajax, and Chelsea want to move him on. Well, look, he's certainly an option. I don't know in relation to Kobe again. Thanks for the gift. In relation to Ziyech, he's the kind of player that I'm not a massive fan of because of his body language, and he seems to go around maybe with a sulk on him and these kind of things. And these are the things that annoy me. They really do annoy me. And I don't want to be a Mika Richards in the argument with Roy Keane that you should smile all the time on the pitch, because that's not what it's about either. But body language says an awful lot about players, and he does have a very good, or he is a very good player, but I don't know, is his mentality right? I don't know. I could be wrong. Mickey says, well, reports are Mendes has said to clubs Ronaldo will be willing to drop 30% in his wages to leave Manchester United. He is desperate to leave Manchester United. He absolutely is desperate. And I think in the background, Manchester United are happy to let him go, and Ten Hag is happy to let him go. Because, I mean, what's this going to do to the dressing room? Let's put it this way, okay? You're Bruno Fernandes, okay, and Bruno's on, what is he on, 200 grand a week, 250 grand a week, I'm not 100% sure. But Cristiano Ronaldo comes back in after not hitting any preseason games or anything like that, comes back in on 550 grand a week and starts to want to be the leader again in the dressing room. It's not good for morale in the dressing room. It really isn't. And that's what worries me. I think there was a lot of friction there between certain players and Cristiano Ronaldo last year. Now, look, I'm not saying that there was between Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo, because I think them two actually got on quite a lot. But I'm just saying, in general, it's not good for morale in a dressing room if the superstar returns and, lads are saying, well, where the fuck were you? We were in Thailand sweating our fucking arses off, while you were, doing lat pull downs in the gym in Lisbon, So it's, look, That's what worries me. And I think seeing all of these reports coming out about Cristiano Ronaldo and how and they're all just adding into the fact that he is desperate to get out of Manchester United. So I'm kind of getting to this stage now where, do you know what, mate? Just go. But the problem is nobody can fucking afford him. They just cannot afford him. Either teams can't afford him or he doesn't fit the mould of player that they want to go out and get. And that comes from a lot of top teams now. A lot of top teams have a set way of playing in Europe, in their own leagues and in, Champions Leagues and Europa Leagues. And Ronaldo doesn't fit that mould with a lot of it because everything revolves around him, So, look, we'll see what happens. Vincent said, is Frankie still on the cards? Well, it's still on the cards. We're waiting to see any updates. There's been no major updates, Vincent, in the last few days, but it certainly still is on the cards. Let's see. Eagle is in. He came from TikTok. Good to see you, man. Thanks for popping over and subscribing. Keep hitting that like button as well for us, guys. If there's anyone on YouTube that hasn't, please just take a second and hit the like button. It it helps the channel out a ton. And hit subscribe as well. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers, and so we're very close to 1,000 subscribers. I reckon we'll potentially get it maybe next week. So yeah, hit subscribe as well if you don't mind. Anyone on TikTok, you can click on the link on my homepage for my YouTube channel. Hit subscribe there as well. We'll be doing all of our watch-alongs during the season from YouTube, guys. So if anyone on TikTok wants to follow along with the watch-alongs throughout the season, make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. Link is on my homepage. Let's see. JJ says Chelsea and Spurs look strong. Thoughts on them to win the league? Yeah, well, look, I mean, Chelsea are certainly buying strong now. They are. Koundé looks to be done as well for them. They're after getting in Koulibaly. I still think they need a striker, but they certainly have strengthened. I think Spurs have done brilliant business. I really do. So they'll be a lot stronger. We do need to strengthen before the end of this transfer window. We really do. I think we need to get over the first 4 or 5 games, with as many points as we can and get the transfer window through with some new signings. I really do. Because if we go into the season with the squad that we have without any new signings, we won't be anywhere near top four. We won't be anywhere near top four. We need Frankie De Jong. We need Antony. We need a right back. We need a CDM. I would go with them four. And at a minimum, we need them four to be challenging for top four. But it's going to be interesting to see. Scotty says, do you think United's form will carry over to the league? Well, I hope so, Scotty. I really do. Pre-season historically has counted for fuck all when it comes to the start of the season. So let's see. I hope it does. I certainly think Ten Hag has given us the greatest opportunity we can, given the fact that he's so involved in training and he has the players on their toes, and the pre-season is very tough and they're buying into what he wants to do. But coming into a competitive game in the Premier League, it's a different kettle of fish. So I just hope we do kick on. I really do. I think the big game, the first game, is important as well. If we could get 3 points, settle in, and get the 3 points in the first game of the season, in the way that Ten Hag wants us to play, I think it'll count for a lot. Favor says Martial, Sancho and Rashford is giving me Salah, Mane and Firmino vibes. Hopefully they can put in the work. Well, so do I really do. But again, we do need backup in them areas. But absolutely, I mean, if them players can keep up the level of performances that they put in pre-season into the Premier League season, I'm all for it, And if I were them, I would be fucking right, lads. Let's all just, if we're away, we'll room together. We'll sit together at all of the meals, and just become friends and create a little group, with the three of them. And, that will help so much then when you go out on the pitch. You look at historically going back to the likes of Dwight York and Andy Cole and the connection that they got together. Matt, thanks for the gift. And Adi Bombed, thanks for the gift as well. But yeah, you see that kind of close connection that players sometimes make when they become friends off of the pitch can translate to unbelievable performances on the pitch. So let's hope that works. Christopher says, I'd go for Neves if De Jong falls through. So would I. I think he's a great player, Christopher. Yeah, I really do. I think if we didn't get De Jong, I think going for both Tielemans and Neves should potentially be on the cards. Eagle says, Wolves want more money for Neves than Barcelona want for De Jong. They do. They seem to be pretty much pricing him out of a bloody move. Let's see what other people are saying here. If Ronaldo stays, he will give it his all, but at the same time, the current bond of our front three will have been broke, says Mickey. Yeah, absolutely there. I agree with you, Mickey. What haven't Eriksen and Martinez been registered? So they have. I think they have. I think Martinez is. Eriksen is done and dusted, 100%. I think Martinez are just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. I have a feeling they could potentially meet up with the squad in Oslo. If not, they will be involved in the last game in Manchester a week from Sunday. So, yeah. Look, I would have liked to got him out in pre-season tour as well, but obviously there were some reasons why they didn't, They both join up in Oslo there, says Mickey, yeah. Christopher says, love Ronaldo, but think he has to go. Connor says, don't normally like United fan channels, but yours is good. Keep it up, man. Well, I appreciate it, Connor. Thanks for the kind words, man. I appreciate that. Feel free to join us whenever you want. Mickey says, oh yeah, went and got the new home kit yesterday. It's absolutely amazing, top Mickey. Yeah, so I'm getting mine tomorrow. For some reason, they haven't got them in stock until tomorrow. So, yeah, I don't know. I have a cousin that works works where I'm getting it, and he's giving me a staff discount, so all good. Would Bayern take Ronaldo since Lewandowski left? Well, that's been the major, I suppose, connection in relation to Ronaldo. I don't really know if they would or not. Barcelona or Bayern Munich have come out already and said he doesn't fit their mould, but nothing would surprise me at this stage. Let's see. Let's see what people are saying. Franklin is in and says, please guys, is Antony coming to Manchester United? Please let me, because I want to know if so. Well, there is talks ongoing, Franklin. Look, there's nothing set in stone at the moment. So we just don't know yet. Supposedly there is talks between the two clubs. there has been rumours that Antony's agent has been in Manchester. Again, we don't know if that's true yet or not, but I reckon in the next 4 to 7 days we'll know a lot more. We were nowhere close to winning a league yet. Adam says, best part of Ten Hag is even if we don't get top 4, we know we'll enjoy the football and we're building a quality team. Absolutely. And I think that's a very important thing for Manchester United fans, is that we do need to be patient here. You know, this is not going to be a one season wonder thing. If it is, he will go down as one of the greatest managers in history if he can get this Manchester United team, you know, winning a league. I'm under no illusions that it's not going to happen. It's certainly not going to happen. But it's a slow build. It is going to be a slow build. I think we've made some good progress in a short period of time. But if you can expand how well we're playing now compared to what we did 6 weeks ago, if you can, you know, stretch that out to 3 years down the road, what were we going to be playing like? You know, so it's exciting, you know, and I'm looking forward to the journey. I really am. Let's see. Is Garner still injured? Says Cottle. I think so. I think he's potentially going to be involved in the next game tomorrow. Which, by the way, anyone who's watching, I can't do a watch along for. I'm after getting stuck with an appointment, so I can't change it. But yeah. So unfortunately, I can't do tomorrow's watch along. But I'm going to be doing the 2 next Saturday and Sunday. So apologies about that, guys. If anyone didn't know. Last Born says, are we getting Antony? Yeah, so we just ran through that. And Ibrahim says Ronaldo has left the club now. No, so he hasn't left the club, but he is looking to leave. Eagle says yes, Garner is still injured. Connor says Ajax has been ripped apart. It certainly has. Now they have bought players, Connor. I'm not 100% sure of a lot of them, but they certainly have got players in. They do have an unbelievable academy. Ajax's whole football, their whole business strategy is based around their academy. You know, they produce so many good players through their academy, so I'm sure they'll be okay. You know, and they're not in the most difficult league in the world either. Dylan says, hey bud, love the channel. Looking forward to following you in the Premier League 22-23 season. Will you be doing predictions on the 22-23 season for each team? Yeah, so I'm going to do maybe a prediction video, guys, in the next, obviously before the season starts. So keep an eye out for that as well. I'll do it on YouTube and maybe I'll put up some clips on TikTok. I will have maybe a live, maybe the last live before the season starts. We'll do maybe some predictions live as well, so people don't miss out. But I appreciate the kind words, Dylan. Thanks a lot, man. Mark is in and says we don't need CR7 anymore. Mickey says Ajax manager has came out and said he doesn't see why they will do any more deals for first team players to leave, but that sounded a lot like I don't want to, but it's out of my hands. Exactly, we mentioned it at the very start, Mickey. The word that I was focusing in on there was assume. I assume we won't sell any more players, so he has no fucking say in it, really. Ajax will still win the Eredivisie. They just bought Bassi. And Ronald says Antony, Pavard and De Jong. That wouldn't be a bad few signings. So, guys, anyone watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. We have 120 people watching and only 30 likes. So please take a quick second, hit that like button for me. It really helps the channel out a ton. And for anyone that's in on the chat, hit subscribe as well, by the way. And you can leave a chat in. I do have the comment pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. It's the code to our Fantasy Football Premier League. We've done a league, a United Community Channel League on FPL. The code is there, so if you do want to join, head over to YouTube, hit subscribe. You'll see the pinned message at the top of the chat, and you'll be able to join our FPL League for the upcoming season. So make sure you do that as well. Let's see what people on TikTok are saying here. Dumfries for right back, says Barry. Absolutely, it would be a great. Would be a great option there. I think we'll be in for a right back before the end of the transfer window, Barry. I really do. But let's see what happens. Talk about CR7's future at United, says Julio. Yeah, so we covered it already. There's no real updates on it, Julio, but we'll see. We'll see closer to the time what happens. Percent Percentage chance of De Jong, says Casper. I was 90% a couple of weeks ago. Since he went on pre-season tour, I've dropped that down. I'm still going to say maybe 80%. I'm going to stay at 80% for the moment. I still think we're going to get him. I do think we're going to get him. I really do. Matt, thanks for the gift. I appreciate it. I think we'll get him. I do think we'll get him. I don't think United, like I said, I don't think United would still be in for Frankie de Jong for this long if he wasn't interested in coming to Manchester United. He just has to sort out what he just has to sort out the issue he has with Barcelona, you know. And I mentioned it on on the live the other night. Manchester United still been in for Frankie de Jong if he didn't want to come to us would be like going into a nightclub trying to pull a bird at 10 o'clock. You know, she says no at 10 o'clock, but at 5 to 2 before the nightclub closes, you're still trying to go off with her rather than, you know, moving on to another bird. You know, it just doesn't fucking make sense. I've been there down through the years. I'm married now, but look, I've been there. All right, but that's what pops out to my, you know, into my head. Manchester United would not still be in for De Jong if he didn't want to come to us. You know, so let's see. Let's see what people are saying here. Antony would be a great signing, says Darren. Drop the FPL link, brother. I want to join now. I got my team ready, says so I can't put it in on TikTok for some reason. If you go to my YouTube, there's a link on my homepage. Head over to the YouTube. I'm live there at the moment as well. If you hit subscribe on that, the link is on my chat. So just head over there, and the code is pinned on the top of my chat. You'll be able to see it. Updates about Greenwood, there is none. What part of Ireland are you from, lad? I'm from Sligo, says Barry. I'm from Kilkenny, Barry. Good to see some Irish people in. How about Memphis Depay, says Kitso? Yeah, so look, there's been rumours there. We're after discussing it already, but look, I wouldn't be totally against it. Cottle says great analogy. And Peter says Antony signing is a good signing, as I'm always saying. Please let's get the signing done before the end of this month. From Sierra Leone. Well, great to see you, Peter. I agree with you there on everything you've just said. Absolutely. I think he would be a very good signing if we can get him. TikTok, Darren says Martial has looked good too, and I was slagging the guy off last season. Hopes he keeps it up. Exactly, and look, that's that's the joys of being a fan of a sports team. You know, if you don't play well, you get criticised. But if you start to play well, we love you again. You know, so I just think we need to get behind this. I just think we need to get behind this team now. Get behind the manager. You know, understand that we do have, for the first time in a long time, we have a direction. You know, we know where we're going. We know what we want to do. The manager has a clear outline of the way he wants to play. And if the players that are there at the moment do not fulfill that, he will get new players. He might not get them this summer. He might not get them next summer. But if he's given the time, he will get the players in, and he will develop the players in the squad that he currently has to play the way he wants to play. I trust him. I trust this manager. And I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. You know, Christopher says loves Kilkenny, love Kilkenny, lad, great place. Cheers, Christopher. Mickey says Kilkenny some spot, but unfortunately their hurling team slipping again. Fuck off, you dickhead. Insane says Nunez will flop. I saw him playing. He's 100 million. Andy Carroll. Well, that's the rumor going around. I think he'll be okay. I really do. I think he'll. I don't think Liverpool have improved this summer, because I don't think Nunez is as good as Mane. I think City are going to run away with the league this year. But again, I would stand corrected on that. I don't think Liverpool have improved, let alone improve as big as Man City. DJ Waka, thanks for the gift on TikTok. Really appreciate it. Albie says, may start getting De Jong a few double vodkas in that nightclub to hurry it on, for fuck's sake. Absolutely. He needs the bouncers to come along, grab him and fuck him out the front door so United can pick him up and bring him home. But yeah, some good analogies tonight. Guys, look, we're going to end it there. It's been great. I really appreciate everyone that's been in. If you haven't already done so, I'd really appreciate it. People on YouTube, just please smash a like on the video. We're at 39 likes. If we could get 10 just to give a quick like, we get it up to 50. It helps the channel out a ton. If you haven't already done so, please hit subscribe on YouTube. Bottom right hand corner, click the link. You'll be able to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 before the start of the season. We're very close. So I appreciate all the support that you're giving as well. People on TikTok, there's some great comments and interactions on the chats on the TikToks that I put up. So anyone on YouTube, if you do have a TikTok account, head over United Community Channel. We're over there as well. We put up daily content and videos. I think my Liverpool one today was pretty funny. So go and give that a check as well. So yeah, don't usually put up TikToks slagging Liverpool fans, but I have a TikTok up today slagging Liverpool fans. It's about 11 seconds long, and I enjoyed making it. So make sure you check it out, guys. It's been great. Apologies, I can't do the watch along tomorrow. Of course, you know, we will be back next Monday with our transfer talk show. So anyone that's new, we do this Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7:30. So make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing, following, all of that good kind of stuff. But yeah, hopefully we'll have some updates between now and Monday. Hopefully we can get, you know, a bit more business over the line, maybe get close. I don't have a WhatsApp so not yet. I am potentially going to set up maybe a Discord or something. I'm looking into some of that kind of stuff. I'm not great on all of these new kind of things in terms of Discords and groups and stuff like that. So if you do have any recommendations, you can DM me on Instagram. We're United Community Channel on Instagram over there as well. So you can hit me up with a DM over there. I'd be happy to to get back to you. Where's the like button, pal? Says Mikey. It's just underneath the video, Mikey. So yeah, if you can, or even when the video ends, you'll be able to hit like even after it ends. But I appreciate, guys. Appreciate all of the comments. It's been a good old laugh tonight, I have to say. Some good analogies as well. I'm getting better at them. And hopefully on Monday I'll have the new Manchester United kit. I think I might leave it off until the game next week. Or might just leave it completely actually until the first game of the season and put it on fresh. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Lads, it's been great. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments, all the gifts, all of that kind of stuff. Like and subscribe and sharing. Tell your friends. I'll see you Monday night, 7:30. Thanks, guys.